Yeah, just overall, obviously, pleased with, holding them to 7 points. I thought there were some good things that we did in the game. I thought the first half we were really looked like we had some new guys out there. There were a good amount of busts on different things. Whether it was just communication or overall execution. I think our older guys, for the most part, executed at a decent level. I thought we played well against the run. Held them to around 3 yards a carry there. So I thought that was a positive. The big emphasis going into the game, was keeping the quarterback in check and trying to keep him in the pocket. I think probably to the point so much at times it hindered us with our pass rush, especially early in the first half. We just felt like to win the game, to limit explosive plays, we wanted to make them throw out of the well a little bit, and so I think that hurt us a little bit at times, and that's on us as coaches. But thought we did a good job on 3rd and short. I thought we had a couple big stops, 3rd down, 4th and short early in the game, which was good to see. Think we played really hard. Thought we had good effort. Thought we tackled decent for a first game. I think 3rd and long was an area that we struggled. We gave up 2 3rd and longs. We got to be better in those situations. Get off the field. We only had 1 3 and out in the whole game, and so it was one of those games where there was definitely some positives. You like holding a team to 7 points, but there was a lot of area of improvement, and that's what we told our guys. I mean, just a lot of day one things that we didn't execute at a high level, and a lot of those are guys that hadn't played snaps for us. So we've got to get better. We've got to get better with our depth. We'll have to play much better this week to have a chance to win this game. This is a really, really good offense we're about to play, and I'm not just saying that. I mean, this is arguably, I think, one of the top G5 offenses that we've seen from an explosion level, just their talent level, their skill level from running back to receiver. Their tight ends can really run. Their O-line is similar to ours, very experienced O-line that's played well together. And I think the difference between last year and this year is their quarterback play. You watch just the accuracy, the touch that was put on the ball, I thought was really impressive. So got a ton of respect for their offensive staff and Coach Lindsey and what they do and the tempo and stress that they put on defenses. So I think it's going to be a big-time challenge for us to come out and make this a competitive game.
All right, everybody, we'll open it up for questions at this point in time.
Hi, Coach. Thomas Wilkerson, 90.9 The Light. First off, I just wanted to say y'all did really well Saturday. I wanted to touch on Story Jackson transfer. What are your thoughts on his play? Because he played incredible Saturday.
Yeah, he made a lot of plays, Thomas. I think he's a very productive, really athletic, very physical linebacker. We just have to get to the point where the assignment and accountability and the production matches, and that's what I talked to him about. You don't have to make every play; you got to make your plays. And I think when you come in and you're competing and you want to get on the field, especially a guy like that's a senior, you're so antsy. He wants to make every play. He's a great player. He's a great talent. We just got to get him to where he can do it consistently. I thought he played really hard, thought he was really physical, thought he was around the ball, and I think he's got a lot of upside. We just got to keep, doing a better job of coaching him and develop him and bring him along in the system.
Yes, sir. And one more question for me. So we've heard Coach Freeze's take on Troy's quarterback, the transfer from Mizzou, Taylor Powell. What are your thoughts on him based on game footage that you've seen?
Yeah, kind of like I said, I think he's a great game manager as far as decision making. He doesn't, he's not careless with the football. He can check everything at the line for him. He runs that offense very, very efficiently. Like I said, accuracy, touch on the ball is really, really impressive. He's not a quote unquote dual threat quarterback like you would typically consider it, but he's got a lot of good pocket presence, and he's got some good escapability. So, you might not see as much, say, +1 runs as we worked the week before. But if you don't have a quarterback player on zone read, he's going to pull it. He's got if you don't do a good job keeping him contained, he's going to be able to run it. So I think he is a really, really good quarterback, one of the better ones that we have played based on the 1-game sample size that I watched. So got a lot of respect for him, and I think he makes their offense go.
Scott, there was a point during Saturday's game, and John and I made this comment to each other, that it seemed like you and Coach Aldridge were just rotating guys in there at the defensive line and at linebacker, every player, every other play. Was this just getting those guys reps, or just showing that with the step that you have, you can rotate guys in for certain down and distances and have them in a position to make plays?
Yeah, I think a little bit of both. I think trying to spread the reps as best we could to keep guys fresh, trying to give other guys opportunities, once we got up a little bit to see what other guys could do, whether that was a Christian Zachary, Steven Sings, and put those guys out there. Linebacker-wise, we had 5 linebackers really rolling. Wanted to see all of those guys touch the field and try to figure out how best to utilize, our players within our scheme, and how to get guys on and off the field versus, like I told you guys last year, where, we'd have Anthony Butler in for 12 straight plays. We shouldn't have to be in that situation. Knock on wood, hopefully we have the depth in those 2 positions that we have right now all season. But, we all know with COVID, with injuries, it's probably not going to be that way all throughout the year. So just trying to prepare more for the future and, get guys, ready to play different roles, whether that's Aaron Pierre playing Will, Aaron Pierre playing Mike, maybe on 3rd down he plays Mike. Same thing with Tyron Dupree. So some of those older guys, trying to be able to cross-train them, provide some flexibility within our system. But those other 3 new linebackers, hadn't played a snap for us, so trying to get them reps at, just what they do every day in practice.
In addition to Story Jackson starting linebacker, he also had Ahmad Walker making his first ever appearance in a college game and starting there for you at linebacker. What did you think about his performance Saturday night, first time under the lights?
Well, I think he is a very talented young man. I think he is an alpha dog. I love his leadership. Like I've told you guys, his confidence, the way he carries himself is different than almost any freshman linebacker I've ever coached. So I think all of those intangibles, he loves to play. I mean, you can see it by how he plays. He just loves getting out there and playing. I think he's got a really bright future, we've got to get some things cleaned up, and like I told those guys, I don't know who's going to start right now this week. I'm going to evaluate it based on the game film, based on how they practice Tuesday. I know I'm going to play 5 guys and find a role for those guys, but, we believe in competition. I think when you have depth, competition is really important now. You got guys pushing each other to be the best, to be consistent, to have good practice habits, for a guy like Rashad Harding to know, hey, if I, outplay this guy or don't have as many MAs and then I come out at practice on Tuesday and out-execute him, then he understands, hey, now I'm ready to start, and, I don't know how much. I know, that really matters to him. I think our guys are bought into the fact that, we're going to play a lot of guys, and but the fact that they're going to compete for that job is something that's really important to me, because that makes us all better. So, he's got a lot of upside. We just got to get some things cleaned up, and he is really coachable. Usually he knows when he screws something up before he did it, and so that's obviously a positive there with him. But excited to see what he can do this week, obviously.
Scott, you guys recorded a sack in 10 of 11 games last year and open up the season. Didn't get a sack, but were you pleased with the pressure that you guys were able to get on Williams and forcing him, out of his comfort zone at times?
Well, I wasn't pleased with the pressure, but like I said, I put that, as much on us as coaches as I do on our kids. Our game plan was we wanted to keep him in the pocket and make him a thrower first. Not that we didn't think he couldn't throw. You just, you'd seen clip after clip of him getting outside the pocket and, scramble drill and guys getting cut loose. He hit us on one, early in that game on our sideline, if you remember. They sprinted out. We should have had the play dead to rights, and guys come out of coverage, and it should have been 3rd and 15, and the drive kept going there, and we had to stop him on a short yardage. So, we really wanted to try to keep him, in the pocket as best we could. So I think that hurt our D-line a little bit there. But yeah, we've got to get better pressure on the quarterback. Obviously this week with a great quarterback, if he can sit back there all day long, it's going to be a long game for us. So. Hopefully that's an area we can improve this week and, something we can get better at for sure.
Scott, Saturday marks the 20th anniversary of 9/11. Do you remember, where you were when the attacks happened, and what do you think it's going to be like playing Saturday, on that anniversary?
Yeah, so for me, Damien, I was a sophomore in high school. I remember us watching on the TVs. My dad was actually in D.C. at the time. He was staying a block from the Pentagon. So it was kind of, I knew my dad was in D.C., and so it was kind of, panic. Couldn't get a hold of him. Because, all the cell lines and everything, I guess. So, it took a couple hours for my mom to get a hold of him. Then they had to drive home from D.C. to Texas, obviously, to get back home from a business trip. So I remember, initially just the panic of, that, sitting there trying to figure that out. And then just obviously, I don't know if words can describe, when we're sitting there watching that as it took place, and, I just, just sitting there and seeing the images, of all the people that passed, and just what a tragedy it was for our country. And I don't know how that'll affect our guys. I was a sophomore in high school, so you and I, this generation, a lot of them really don't even remember it now. It's so far, in the past to them. But I think our generation, it had a huge impact, and obviously all the soldiers that we've sent then that have fought and died for our country since then. So I think it's always a day that should forever be sacred in our country, to remember all those that were lost on that day.